sensational, it's saddening. The look in your eyes astound me. I am sending my love to you, praying that you are home, sealing it with a kiss, sending my love to you, praying that you are home, sealing it with a kiss, sending my love. With my heart in your hands, I'm as helpless as a baby. I'm in desperate need of your love, so just send it right away. I've been thinking about you, boy, because you're so far away. Makes me want to send you all this love inside of me. The look in your eyes astound me. I am sending my love to you, baby. I am waiting for you to come home to me. With a kiss, sending my love, sending my love to you, sending my love, praying that you are home, seeing it with a kiss, sending my love. If I could mail my heart right to you, I would. I'd pack it up, seal it tight, and I'd send it overnight.
Well, good morning, good morning, good morning. It is 6 minutes past the hour. Turn up Thursday, turn down for what? Second day of May. Oh my goodness, family, good morning. How y'all doing this morning? Let me ring the bell. Let me ring the bell off top. Because on this day, 16 years ago, a young prince was born into this world, my youngest child, my son, Kai Malik Anderson. Happy birthday to your son. I know you're not watching because I know you're in school, but I put it out there on social media that happy birthday to you, young prince, young king. Also, we're ringing the bell for everybody celebrating a birthday or anniversary today. One thing I have in common with my son being today's birthday is Brother Fatim. And Brother Fatim, I know you got to give a birthday shout out too. We're going to let you do your birthday shout out. Go on, my brother. Good morning. How you doing this morning?
Good morning, my brother. Yeah, it's crazy. My phone just rung just now, and it was Congressman Bowman's folks. Congressman Bowman is out of New York. I was like, I'm doing a podcast, but they don't know what I do and everything. But we still got it in the chat, and I had my mic muted because I was playing a song. But first of all, let me just say happy birthday to your king. That's so important. I saw you post it this morning early. You know, I don't want to say I get up early, but I wake up early. So I saw that post and I acknowledged that. And there was a song that came on. That's why I muted my mic. There's a song that we call the Brooklyn National Anthem. And it goes back into our days. Love is the Message by MFSB, Mother, Father, Sister, Brother. Philadelphia International. Love is the Message is our national anthem. And for us that come out of Brooklyn, and my late wife, Sharon Hanifa Simmons, was born on this day back in 1962. And she lived a long life. She lived sometimes challenging life dealing with sickle cell disease, but that never stopped her spirit. That never stopped her push through life. One thing that she definitely wanted was children, and she had so many challenges having children, miscarriages and things like that, fetal demise. Anybody know what a fetal demise is? It's just like you get like up there 5.5 or more weeks pregnant. 5.5 months, weeks pregnant, and then the fetus dies and then you have to birth that baby. So we had to do that for one of our children. So matter of fact, she named that child Khadijah. But we were blessed to have two healthy daughters. Both have the sickle cell trait because I don't have the trait or the disease. So they get one sickle gene from their moms, and they get a gene, which is quote unquote a normal gene from me. So they have a trait. So they have to be considered who they have children with. A lot of people say who you marry. A lot of people don't get married to have children. So it's who they have children with. But I just want to shout her out today on her birthday. She lived a long life. When I say a long life, in comparison to those that have sickle cell disease, their lifespan is considered somewhere in the 40s, but people live longer. And she lived almost to her 61st birthday. She passed last year, April 6th, a few weeks before her 61st birthday. So today she would have been 62. So thank you, Joe, for allowing me to say that. I have this hat on. As soon as this show's over, I took the day off. It's amazing. I took the day off, but I still did Reverend Sharpton's rundown, even though my backup could have done it. He would have done it. My man, Chris Reynolds, would have done it. But instead of trying to pass information, New York City Mayor Eric Adams wants to come on the show today for today being National Prayer Day, which is very interesting. So I instead of trying to pass information on to my backup, which honestly, he's my supervisor. And also, I just decided to do the rundowns of watching the news this morning. But thank you, Joe, and good morning to all the folks out there. And let's go, and we're ready to go. And shout out to our sister Jax, who's still battling with oral surgery. Let me just say this real quick. And Sister Jax, you said that you may try to come on at 10 and you have to heal yourself. I'm going to tell y'all this right now, and I don't play with this. I'm tired of us as a people. We do have an opioid problem out there with addiction, and I understand that. But I have a problem with our folks being under medicated. You go to get oral surgery, Tylenol and Advil is not going to work for oral surgery. When they gotta cut the gum, just trauma. That's trauma. Most of us go to sleep for that. And that's trauma to the gum area. You understand? You also need sometime an antibiotic because you don't want an infection to sit in there. It's just precautionous things that these dentists can do, but because of their license are in jeopardy in so many places, they don't want to give you the medicine. You don't have to give a person 100 Percocet pills or Tylenol number 3 or Tylenol number 4, but you give them enough medicine to last them at least 4 to 5 days that they can deal with the healing and the pain, you understand, dealing with that trauma. I'm not going to go get no surgery and tell a dentist, oh, you're going to tell me to go home and take some Tylenol after oral surgery? That's not going to happen. You're going to give me a narcotic. You're going to give me a narcotic because I'm not going to go home and suffer with this pain.
So, Brother Fatim, that goes back to one of the things I want to talk about today is 12 minutes past the top of the hour. The propaganda machine and our lackluster participation in the democratic process in this country, in our states, in our cities, is why we're where we're at right now. Because you said it best. Because folks are, because of the propaganda machine, because it seems to amaze me how crack wasn't an epidemic in our community, but opioids is an epidemic in other folks' community. Nevertheless, the propaganda machine and individuals who are in office who make the laws, control the funding, move around the money, put us in a position where we are underserved, even when we have the capabilities of footing the bill. Once again, I say it all the time on this show, I'm blessed. Brother Fatim is blessed. We are all mostly blessed in a position where actually, financially, we're not in a bad position. However, once again, not because of your financial status, but because of the propaganda machine and because who dictates the law, makes the law, all of a sudden, it's not so, we got to go through 50 million hoops to prescribe you some narcotic medicine that is a pain medicine, even if it's 2 pills. Family, that's where you got to pay attention. Pay attention. I'm on the front line. I saw it for myself. This ain't something to where I can tell folks, well, I kind of heard about it. I saw it on TV. I have seen an encampment, been at an encampment, saw what's going on some of these colleges' campuses. And once again, if it is a peaceful protest, but we have antagonists, we have folks who, because they have certain views. And once again, let's draw the line. Fatim, a few podcasts back, gave y'all some definitions. The definition of liberal and conservative. Nowhere in that definition of liberal and conservatives was the word Republican and Democrat, but the propaganda machine has you convinced that these words are associated with certain parties. You can be a liberal Republican and you can be a conservative Democrat. Unfortunately, we are so polarized and so politically entwined, and we are so put on 2 different spectrums, either you're this or that, we stop being human. And family, my prayers go out to my good sister Jax, who's in pain. I pray that she gets to some doctor somewhere that can prescribe her what she needs to make the pain go away. And that just because it might be a narcotic doesn't mean all of a sudden she's going to wake up 5 years from today or 2 years from today or 2 months from today and she's all of a sudden going to be hooked on opioids. It does happen to some folks, but it don't happen to everybody. And family, we got to just start looking at the propaganda machine and tell people, stop feeding this bull crap down my throat. Because we fall for a lot of stuff. And we need to stop that because right now, because of the propaganda machine, somebody that we care about is suffering. And that's not right. And then they come with the cliche of saying, sometimes folk who are innocent got to suffer for the ones who did all the wrong. That's not right. If you did wrong, you should pay the price for what you did wrong and everybody else should be okay. That's my humble opinion. So good morning. We see people in the chat. Good morning to Michael Keefe in the chat. Good morning. Let me see who else we got in the chat. We got
Well,
Shauna in.
yeah. Well, I was going to say, Sister Shauna. Shauna said something that's interesting. So, Shauna, I'm going to elaborate real quick. So, Sister Shauna says, ignoring pain increases blood pressure and heart rate. She is 500% correct. It creates anxiety. And that's what people that are on pain management regimen, she knows, I know, because she knows. And that's why, and I'm not just talking about sickle cell patients, I'm talking about anybody that's any kind of pain. For instance, different parts of the country deal with pain management in a sense. We call it PCA pumps. PCA pumps are pumps similar to you get they pump your IV. Instead of it just dripping, it is set up on a timer on how much to go in the hour. So they can set up your pain meds like that as well. PCA pump, so administrate that. And we would see a lot of cancer patients get the PCA pump, but in some of the hospitals in New York at the time when I was advocating for my wife, that hospital, Long Island College Hospital in Brooklyn, did not have the PCA pumps. But when she got sick in Florence, South Carolina, and anywhere in South Carolina, and she got hospitalized or treated in the emergency room over 24 hours, they hooked up on a PCA pump. They administered the pain meds there. What happens is when you don't do it like that, then you at the mercy of the nurse. Nurses get busy. It's no ifs, ands, and buts about this. Nurses, hospitals are understaffed with nurses because the nurses, not the assistants, can give the narcotic or the medicine. So if the nurse is not on time, if the doctor says every 3 hours, it's every 3 hours, not every 3 and 45 minutes. Because now that pain is coming back on you and it creates anxiety because now the pain is coming back. Like Shauna said, your blood pressure is going up. Your blood pressure is going up. Your heart rate is going up and it creates more pain. That's what pain management. So just like Jax is at home, pain management, you take this pain med to manage the pain to do if you got to sleep or got to work through a couple of things, you can manage your pain. That's what you have to do. I'll tell y'all this. My wife's doctor did something y'all unheard of, but he did it legally. He wrote for 240 Percocet pills per month for my wife, and he wrote, at the time she took MS Compton, then she took Dilaudid. They switched up. So the reason why, Joe face looked like that. The reason why they wrote for that, she caught staph in the hospital.
Oh, Jesus.
Staph. If it would have been hospital staph and it mutated to the point that it became resistant to the antibiotics at the time, with that time, vancomycin was the highest antibiotic, Joe, in our listen audience, she would have died. She beat it, but it threw it into her lungs. So her blood, she became septic. Septic means your blood becomes poison, septicemia. That's the correct name of it. Her blood became poisoned with the bacteria, and it threw it into her lungs. So she had septic pneumonia. So her immune system, even though she beat it, her immune system was taxed. So she had to go home. The doctor said if she gets a cold, she may die because her immune system was taxed. So he said, I can't have her come back in the hospital. I got to manage her pain from home. So he did that legally because it has to match. Joe, when you on Medicaid and Medicare, it has to match what the doctor, and it can't go over. So he didn't do anything illegal. But now doctors are scared to do that. People get hooked. And I'll tell y'all this. My wife suffered from chronic pain. When she didn't have pain, she didn't take medicine. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You look at people and say, oh, they're going to get addicted to something. They have chronic pain. You have to treat the pain. She didn't take it when she didn't have pain. You know why? Because she said it makes me sleep. It makes me where I'm dazed sometimes and I can't function. I want to function like a normal person when I don't have pain. You understand what I'm saying? So she utilized it for pain, not to get high because she needed it.
Well, let's, we've got to do better with our underserved individuals in our community. They're underserved in healthcare. They're underserved with mental health. I see my good friend Edward J. Brown is in the feed. Edward, you need to call me. Call me, brother. Call me. Um, you know, there's so much levels of underservice when it comes to communities, especially communities of Black and brown folks. And family, we've got to do better. We've got to do better. Um, we've got to do better, even with Obamacare, which the Affordable Care Act. Everybody calls it Obamacare. I call it both. Um, Even with that, we still have many gaps in service, and a lot of it has to do with us too, because unfortunately, a lot of Black and brown folks, we won't go to the hospital until stuff is at stage 27, something about to fall off. Then we want to show up, and we got to stop that. In the month of February, I advocate take a friend or a family member to the doctor in honor of Black History Month. I took that from the days I worked with and for Tom Joyner. We've got to take better care of ourselves. Brother Fatim, this is a good place to caveat on that. We're going to be talking today about fruits and vegetables and the availability of fresh fruits and vegetables in our neighborhood and healthy eating and healthy lifestyles. But we just got to take better care of ourselves. And a lot of us don't. I mean, I'll be very honest. A lot of us men don't. A lot of women don't. A lot of people who are Black, we just don't take better care of ourselves. And we got to watch what we eat. We got to exercise. Many of us don't even move around. And we just got to do better. We just got to do better. And this conversation that we're having right now, of course, the opioid epidemic is a real epidemic. But at the same time, so was the crack epidemic. It was a real epidemic also. And we need to understand that things are happening. Wow, it is the second day of May. Listen to me, y'all. Second day of May. Let's count it. May, June, July, August, September, October, November. In literally 6 months and a few days, when you go to the polls, you will be deciding who is the next leader of the most powerful country in the world. Let that resonate for you for a minute. Your vote is your voice. Your voice has power, but it only has power when you exercise your right to vote. Get engaged, get informed, get involved, get registered, and go vote. Go vote. Brother Fatim.
A disease. Shauna, I'm just trying to read a couple of comments here. Shauna's writes a disease gotten. This is what it says: a disease gotten in hospital is called nascom. I can't pronounce that.
Right.
Nosocomial infection.
Yeah.
Well, she's just telling. I mean, I just know that my wife caught staph. She caught staph in the hospital, and how she caught it was a doctor was threading a femoral line in her groin area. He got a page. He put the needles on the bed. No. That's supposed to be sterile. That's a sterile procedure. He came back. He got paged. He came back and he continued. And that's a sterile procedure. And I'm glad they did blood cultures because it was around the holiday. And when she came home around Christmas, she just was lethargic. She didn't have no energy, and I could hardly break her fever. I broke it, but it would come down to 103 and then it would go back up. So I can't break it with Tylenol. I can't break it with Motrin. You're going back to the hospital. When she gets back to the hospital, they said, they took blood, but they also saw that there was labs. Something grew in her petri dish because they did blood cultures, and they found out that she had the staphylococcus. That's when infectious disease takes over. Now the infectious disease of the hospital takes over because now everything has to be documented into the state and then goes back into the federal, goes to the CDC. So that's when infectious disease doctors came in and spoke with me about that.
So,
Shauna,
Brother Fatim, I think I got Shauna on the line, but I don't know if I got her running through the board. Shauna, are you there? So hold on.
okay, well, let me.
Hold on. Let me make sure. Shauna, are you there?
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning, Sister
How y'all
Shauna.
doing?
We're
I'm
doing well.
good. How are you?
I'm all right. Hey, Brother Fatim.
Hey.
So I'm going to run right in it before I forget. You had mentioned that your wife acquired staff while in the hospital.
Correct.
Little education moment. Any disease gotten while in the hospital is called a nosocomial infection.
That's the word.
And nosocomial, it can occur with anybody, especially when they have a decreased immune system. All right. So Joe also mentioned, how we don't go to the doctor. I am guilty. I am guilty as all sin. Why? Because we put our jobs before our health. We put the things our children need or the community needs. And then when the bottom falls out, we're at the hospital in ICU with strokes and high blood pressure and kidney failure and liver disease and all kinds of things that could have been avoided by simply going to the doctor at least once every 3 to 6 months.
Amen.
Once every 3 to 6 months. And for anybody watching, if you're not well versed in anything dealing with medication, call you an advocate. If you don't have one, hey, good morning, it's me. When you go to the doctor, ask them for a complete blood workup, a CBC and a BMP. Within those 2 blood tests, you will get every single level from vitamins all the way down to kidney and liver function. That way you can have what we call a baseline.
Right.
We can have a baseline. That way you know when something feels a little off. People ask me, how was I able to find out, to know when I had my strokes? I know my body. And I knew something wasn't right. Right? But we shouldn't have to get to that point to where when we go to the hospital, we straight to the ICU. It shouldn't be that. Take a moment once every 3 to 6 months and go to the doctor. Bring your children to the doctor. Another misconception: Black women handle pain well. That's a lie. It's a lie, and I'm a
Black what? She a black woman. Oh, everybody froze over there. Joe froze, and by Joe freezing, it caused Shauna to freeze. So I have to take over. So what Shauna was saying is true, that it is a stereotype. Somebody else put in there that it seems that some black women deal with pain better because women have to go through childbirth and this, that, and the other, and things like that. I remember I had a kidney stone, and my God, the pain that I went through with that. I want to go back to what Shauna said, since Joe has just froze, and by him freezing, as I stated, caused Shauna to freeze there. So yeah, I know I'm alone by myself. What she did say is 100% correct about the CBC. Shauna knows what she's talking about, so it's no ifs, ands, and buts about that. The CBC. I'm going to talk to the people that have sickle cell. There's also another blood test called electrophoresis. You ain't gonna get that all the time, but if you have a child or a loved one that has sickle cell disease, not the trait, but sickle cell disease, you want to make sure that it's good to have a hematology doctor that because a lot of hospitals, they have internal medicine doctors treating sickle cell patients. But as my wife grew up in the pediatric department, then graduating to the adult department, she was followed by the hematology department. So she had hematology doctors. Those are doctors. Hematology and oncology departments are usually run together. Cancer, dealing with issues of dealing with the blood. And when when they run the electrophoresis, you can find out the percentage of sickle cells that are in the body, the number of sickle cells. Also, very important, not only for sickle cell people, but especially for sickle cell people, but for other people that take blood products, take blood transfusions and things like that. you must ask your doctor to get run a blood test to get your iron level. Your iron level. A lot of sickle cell patients have high iron levels because they take transfusions. You got to realize iron, once you take blood, iron doesn't come out of the body. Can't urinate it out, can't poop it out. Iron stays in your body. Potassium comes out your body, but through bowel movement. But iron doesn't. And what iron can do is it can build up in the organs and it can fail the organs in the body. So there's other ways, there was treatments for utilizing Desperol out there to pull out this iron. I work with Dr. Ian Smith on getting that message out. He's a very good health doctor out there. But that's a very important test, especially if you take blood products, blood transfusion. You must, if your doctor look at you and is like, where did you learn that from? You got to advocate for yourself. You must advocate for yourself. You must tell your doctor he must run a blood test to check your iron level, because if your iron level is too high, like I said, it will fail your organs. Joe, you guys are back, because when you froze, it froze Shauna as well.
Well, I'm glad that and Shauna gave some great information. We're gonna get this fixed and get Shauna back on the line. Let me give y'all a transparent moment, because people always, I see and I thank everybody who compliment me. I don't look like what I've been through. I do not look in any shape, form, or fashion like what I've been through. Um, I've been blessed after, about to be 57 years of life on this planet, and those many rotations around the sun, but I've had my share of health issues. I'm a diabetic. I have suffered from ketoacidosis 3 times. Um, I have stage 3 kidney disease because of the diabetes and because of the medications and the treatments and things of that nature. I've had a major thyroid issue to the point of surviving thyroid cancer.
Don't tell me Joe, you done froze again. Look like Joe done froze again. All right, so I'll take it.
Shoot.
Oh, Joe, you keep freezing.
I know. I don't know what's going on here, but we'll figure it out. When Sister Shauna was talking about you need to have the proper blood work done, where you can have a complete blood work done, she was absolutely correct. Because you got to know everything that's going on with you. And watch this.
And you got to know what to say, Joe.
Right.
She said CBC. That's why I said the CBC is the whole blood workup for sickle cell patients. It's the CBC. You usually get a CBC all the time to check where you're at, all the levels, as she said.
Correct.
And also for sickle cell, when you wasn't here, you take an electrophoresis, which will, for sickle cell patients, to tell you how many degrees or percentage, not degrees, percentage of sickle cells in the body. You got to know these things there. Go ahead, Joe.
Right. So I plan on bringing, you know what? Very soon, I'm going to reach out to this lady, Karen Weibel, and we're going to bring Karen in here to talk about sickle cell. Karen has been a sickle cell advocate. She works for the Ochsner system here in Lafayette and for the state of Louisiana, and is an advocate for sickle cell. And I'm going to bring her on here to really have a deep dive into sickle cell and to speak about sickle cell.
Real quick, Joe, Eddie Bonnet says hematology is what type of doctor? So Douglas Guidry said deal with blood. I gave a little bit more of a definite definition. Hematology is the study of blood and blood disorders. Hematologists and hematologists are highly trained healthcare providers. And like I said, hematologists, the hematology and oncology departments usually work hand in hand, because cancer is also a blood disorder.
So family, what I encourage all of you to do is to really pay attention to what's going on with you. And once you start something, don't stop it. Because you can shock your body into things, and you can shock your body out of things. Know that. Know that. You'll be surprised. I actually sit down with a doctor and said, Well, man, you were in the military and you were exercising every day, and all of a sudden you got out the military and you just cold turkey stopped. That shocked your body into some stuff. So understand, once you start some of these regimens, you got to continue these regimens. You cannot stop these regimens because your body gets used to a certain thing. And then when your body stops doing a certain things begin to come to pass. So, family, this is a great conversation. Phone lines are open. I'm getting ready to fix the phone lines and put Brother Fatim on solo bolo where he doesn't like being for a minute. But hold on. Before I do that, I did have something to do because I did get a text message from one of my children and said, if you don't do this, Daddy, somebody gonna be real mad at you. So I'm not wanting nobody to be mad at me. So let me do a little work here right quick while Fatim is there. Yeah, I can do it real quick on this one. Yeah, I jumped over the air. Uh-huh. So as I was telling y'all, and let me see, can I pull it up? And I can. Let me pull up this young whippersnapper here. And I need to do this because if I don't, I'm gonna be in trouble because I normally do it with all my children. So I need to do it with this one too. Ladies and gentlemen, there he is. My young prince himself. That's Kai Malik Anderson. Uh the one in the bottom with him on the cell phone with a pacifier in his mouth. He was a little bitty. He was a young. I think he was maybe two at that time. Terrible two. And people said, "Boy, you trying to act like your daddy." But there he is. He's 16 to be exact. The picture in the uh upper left hand corner, my left, probably your right, uh, is how he looks right now at 16. He runs track. There's two of his pictures when he was a little man, and I had to give him some love today because he's 16 years old. 16 years old, and I call it
Was this
Big
the son that I
16.
spoke with the other day?
Mm-hmm. Yep,
Oh,
that's him. That's him. That's him. That's
happy
the one you
birthday
spoke
again,
with.
my young king.
Yeah, so and I want to say this because Brother Fatim and I'm gonna take him off. Brother Fatim and I have been talking about something that we're going to do. We're
Okay.
going to have a on here on hashtag Truth Be Told. We're going to talk about what's been happening on our shift. We're going to start having some very hard conversation with men because us men got to do better. You know, Fatim belongs to a great podcast called Tangy Tea. And between Tangy Tea and the open lines, Fatim gives out a lot of great information. And Tangy Tea is about relationships. And on here we do a smorgasbord of talk, from relationships to healthy eating, healthy lifestyles, to politics, to culture, sports. Speaking of sports, Brother Fatim, does New York play tonight?
They do.
They do. Y'all gonna win tonight?
Got to do it.
Y'all gonna win tonight? Are y'all
I mean,
playing in the gardens?
we was 28 seconds, and kudos to Maxi on Philadelphia. Kudos. I mean, unheard of, but he did it. We were up 5 points, 28 seconds, and he hit those threes. So kudos. But they know they're in a fight, and we know we're in a fight. We got two to win one. They got two to win two. So we'll see. I mean, it can't happen, but we'll do what we can to do it. I'm glad we got the 9 o'clock game with the second game tonight instead of the first game.
I have to ask the
Eastern
question
time.
because everybody's predicting Boston is coming out the East. Is New York going to do something about that? Is New York going to make it if
Well,
Boston don't come out the East?
Boston is a very tough team, very good team. I have much respect for them. We've beaten Boston this year. That'll be a very good series. I think it'd be a better matchup than Philly. Philly's a good team. I just don't think Embiid is a beast.
Right.
He's a beast. Right now, he's our adversary. So I don't have nothing to say, but he's the damn beast. But I don't think that, again, Philly can do it, but I think Boston know that New York have much more weapons. They have much more weapons. So we'll see. I mean, we need to put a foot in the ass in Philly tonight. Send a message. To send a
Eh,
message to Boston, that we're
that
serious,
y'all
and they
coming.
know we're
Y'all
serious.
coming.
We coming, and we know if one thing about us, we ain't scared of coming to Boston. that's one thing about New Yorkers. We just ain't scared to come to Boston.
In no shape, form, or fashion, be it the Red Sox, be it
Damn
whomever.
right.
New
Damn
York
right.
said we will show up in Boston and act a fool. That part
'Cause
right there.
I got this hat on and I got it turned around because I got my wife's name up there, and I used to call her
Right, right.
Babe, Hanifa, and then her birth name, Sharon Y. Simmons. But I turned this around. It's NY, baby. NY.
All, all day,
NY
all
all
day.
day.
New
All
York
day,
City
every day.
represent.
Every day,
Represent New
baby.
York.
Every day.
Represent New York. Represent. So look, to everybody in the feed that's throwing out my son happy birthday wishes. I know he's gonna appreciate it. He right now trying to get him some, as country folks down here say, some education. He a sophomore in high school, getting ready to be a junior in high school. He and we talk about life, and that's why it's so important for us men to talk to our sons. I can honestly say my son does not live in the house with me. My son is with my ex-wife and her husband. She is remarried, and they don't live very far from me. They live maybe about
Why she
30.
kick you to the curb, Joe?
Well, hey, sometimes you curve kickable.
You got kicked to the curb, Joe?
Hey, sometimes you curve kickable. Sometimes you curve
You
kickable.
bounced off like a handball, huh?
Hey, hey,
Bounced off like a
hey,
handball into your present wife's hands and arms,
hey,
huh?
all I can say is sometimes you curve kickable, and I am blessed that I am where I'm at right now. I am very happy where I'm at right now, and I'm living my best life where I'm at right now. And but sometimes you're very curve kickable, and that's what we got to start doing as men. We got to start raising our hand and saying, I believe I'll say this.
I want to talk a
Back in
little
those days,
relationship
and I
stuff
can
this
no,
morning.
we can go there. We're gonna go there.
Let's go
I
there.
believe it. I believe I was a good husband. I believe I was a good father. I believe I was a good friend. I could have did a lot of stuff a lot better. And sometimes you wind up the second time learning a lot from your first time mistakes. A lot. And sometimes I think we mimic folks, we watch folks, we 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 try to be the best we can be, but many a times we don't get to a place where we're just to ourselves and check self out and get self in order. That's why yesterday I said hashtag start with self. Too many times we looking at other folks and trying to figure out what they did wrong. Start with
Mhm.
yourself. Ask yourself what you have contributed to the unfortunate series of events that had occurred.
Well, Joe,
Shauna, I said, Shauna done jumped here talking about the dating pool. But before you even jump into the dating pool, you got to make sure that you got yourself in order. See, one thing the military taught me, you can go into a hazardous environment if you are equipped properly. That might be something y'all need to understand when it comes to dating. You can go into a hostile and hazardous environment if you are equipped properly. Many a times you have ran out in the middle of a war zone with nothing but your bra and panties on, and them bullets and them bombs be coming quick. And sometimes, brothers, you run out there with nothing but your sweatpants on or your drawers, and you got to do better. You got to do better.
we
You
need
over
to
here
we need
putting
to we need to have a conversation on this show. And no disrespect to our sisters there, Jax and Sister Shauna, but we have to have a conversation, and we need to bring on a panel of women and a panel of men to really open up this conversation, because because one guy got jumped on me because you know I'm not about tearing down the family. I come from a two-parent household, and I know that there's good men and good women out here that works. But I'm also in the men's club, and I know that there's a commonality language that we men have, just like you sisters have. And some of the things that us men do, we don't, we understand it. Even if we don't do it, we understand it, and we not honest about it. And I keep saying that. And then there's a lot of women that are not honest with themselves. A lot of people want to judge themselves and say they are 10, and you're not a damn 10. You might be pretty, you might be a good looking woman, you may be a person that got degrees on your wall, but you don't know how to speak to no one. You don't know how to treat no one. You don't know how to cook. You don't know how to take care of you, take care of someone. Everybody think they're the best out there. Who told you you're the best? Not to say that you're not a good person, but a lot of times we don't look in the mirror and see our flaws or admit our flaws. We don't want to look at that and say, listen, this is what I want to do and work together. Then there's another thing. We get together for whatever reason. We let sex drive us, and that's cool. I've done it. But I didn't let sex lead me into making a commitment and marrying and this, that, and the other. I was looking for certain things in a woman. That didn't mean I didn't have fun, but I didn't disrespect the woman either. Even if I'm having fun, I'm making sure we're on the same page. You're a grown adult. I'm a grown adult. We make grown decisions. Shauna said, I don't want to talk about relationships. No, Shauna, we do need to talk about relationships. We do. Because if we don't talk about relationships, what are we putting on the table for our young folks? What are we putting on the table for our young folks? And I'm not saying that you have to be in a relationship to be a successful person. I'm not saying that. But I'm tired of us that are not in a relationship feeling that we shouldn't be able to talk about what a healthy relationship should be and encourage that. There's nothing wrong with that. Because we tear down relationships because of our bad experiences and trauma. I don't give up because I've experienced this bad situation with this woman or that woman. I don't label all women like that because I know damn well that all women are not the same. And damn it, all men are not the same. And we got to be honest about this and have conversation and take the bitterness out of our past, out of our damn past, and move forward. And if we can't do that, then get help, get professional help. I know Sean is turning red like a damn pepper right now. I'm sorry. God damn it, get help. Oh, there I go with that G word again. Oh God. You know what? Every time I say that word, I'm gonna have to put money in the bank. I'm gonna have to send it to Jack's mom's because I promised I wouldn't say that. I gotta find that out.
We're gonna have to start doing that. We're gonna have to start doing $1 tip jar for swear words.
Yeah.
And we're gonna have to donate that to charity at the end of every year, where we can, begin to curve down on our vulgarity.
But Joe, look, I agree with you. But Joe, let's have a real man-to-man talk right now.
Come on,
let's have a real man-to-man talk where we can look at ourselves. I know what I've done in my life, but let's look at what some of us men do. I'm not talking about you guys that are married and scared to really talk about your past.
No. That's
what I want to talk about. Joe, have we dealt with women in the past? I've dealt with multiple women. The issue is I was transparent. I was single.
Right.
Single and I dated, or when I use the word date, I'm not talking about, I'm talking about going out or whatever. You come over, this is my place. What we do between these walls is our decision.
Right, because we grown.
And if I'm single, if we want to go in that bedroom and rumble in the bedroom, that's my business. That's our business. So, correct. And if I bring another different young lady here, that's my choice. That's her choice. But one thing I don't do, I don't lie to her. I don't lie to her and say, baby, it's only you. I'm honest. Why do us men lie, Joe?
Here's why men lie, in my humble opinion. Most men lie because the truth about it is, most men, in my humble opinion, they can't handle the truth. And because we can't handle the truth, that's why we lie. See, the truth about it is, most men want something so bad that once they get it, they're not truthful about how they obtained it, or especially in relationships. Most men say, if I find this woman that fits all the criteria I want, I don't want to lose her. But at the same time, there's some things about her I don't like that I see attractive in another woman. But because most men have been themselves mentally scarred from youth, they don't tell a woman the truth. They don't say, look, I like you, and there's a lot of things I like about you, but there's some things I don't like about you. and that's the crazy thing. And here's the funny thing about all of this.
I just want to add to that. I think people lie, and I listened to what you said, so I can't sit there and say that that's part of the fabric. The bottom line is we lie because you said it right there. We lie to ourselves is number one. Number two, by lying, we want something. What right. if it's the panties right. or the companionship or whatever it is, we want something and we're willing to do any and everything for that. But we also want our blackboard or our report card to look good in front of right. you. That's why we lie. Because we're trying to catch something and we want to present the best presentation to you. And if we present the real presentation, it would be a flawed presentation. That's why we lie.
It's the representative. It's what I call the
representation.
The representative syndrome. You didn't meet me. You met my representative. You didn't meet me. You met my representative. And that happens these days and times, not only with men, but women also. But we can only speak about the men because it's two men here. Many a time you don't meet the real man, you meet the representative who right. is trying to give you his best. You don't meet the good, the bad, and the ugly when you first meet a person. You meet all good and all good looking. You don't meet the bad side. And many a times that is the test of any relationship. Not how the relationship functions during good times and the courtship. It's how does the relationship survive when it's going through the stressful times and the times that are hard. I tell anybody, when everything's going good, you're supposed to be doing good. You're supposed to have everything going on. Come on, talk to me.
Shauna, you need to get Shauna on the damn phone. Get Shauna ass back on this phone. She was in the chat. I'm at the age where I don't even care about sex. Shauna, you ain't gonna have no man unless that man he ain't got a tool that's working and you in your 40s, my sister. How do you make a statement like that? When you you ain't gonna draw no man. I don't care about sex in your 40s. In your 40s. Ain't gonna work. Ain't gonna work. It's just not going to work. And then you want this man to be A, B, C, D, E, F, G, but you ain't giving up no loving.
Oh, hold up. But Brother Fatim, this yes, might sound crazy. This might sound crazy. And I did some, and I'm not on the screen right now because I'm trying to fix something. But I'm going to say this.
Joe the plumber.
There are some men out there who are not interested in intimacy and physical sex.
And that's where I said that's the person that Shauna has to get with. Because there are people like that. And that's cool. But I'm telling you, let me just say this here. I said to my other co-host, because he's in his 40s. When I was in my 40s, that would never come out my mouth. That wouldn't come out my wife's mouth. That wouldn't come out females I've been around. I don't know, unheard of. I could see if they say, well, I'm not in a relationship and I'm not going to sleep around, so I'm not right now. Even Jax talked about this when she was out there single. I'm not going to be sleeping around, but my sex drive is still there. In your 40s, now men on the 30s and 40s using Viagra and Cialis. What the hell is wrong? We got to get the vegetable man on here. What's wrong? 40s?
But Brother Fatim.
Shit.
I mean,
what?
Brother Fatim,
40 years old. We're not taking care of ourselves, Joe.
Hold on, Brother Fatim.
We getting diabetes real early. We getting high blood pressure. We go on the medicine. Then our Johnson don't work because we done put these pills in our body because we put bad food and put toxins in our body. You keep saying it, Joe. We got to do better. Been 40 years old, Cialis, Viagra, and here women in their 40s. I don't care about sex. My aunts in 50s and their 60s was still dancing to that good old music. And boy, they going on them trips and got them Victoria's Secret dresses. They were rumbling, man, 50s and 60s.
Hold on. And brother
40 years
Fatima,
old?
I'm not arguing with you.
Man,
I'm trying.
please.
Let me see, can I get Shada back on the phone? But
Get
let me say
Shauna.
this.
Come on, Pepper. I know she red as a pepper.
Hold it. Let me see, can I get this sister back on the phone? I'm moving stuff
Where
around
you
here.
at, Jax? Come on, Jax.
Y'all excuse me. But man, let me say this, brother. You know, I have discovered that certain folks, different strokes for different folks. Everybody just not like that. Let me see, can I get Shauna on the
Must be the
phone?
water in Louisiana or something.
Let me see, can I get Shauna on the phone?
Yeah, I look 40 years old.
Hold on. I'm gonna have to try this again. Hold on. So hold on. Just but different strokes for
Come
different
on,
folks.
Joe the plumber. Get them tools
Look,
working there.
look,
Joe the plumber.
everybody ain't got a high libido. Let's just call it what it is, brother. You might
but
be
then
one of
you
them
don't
brothers.
have a high libido in your 40s. How do you think you're gonna keep a man?
But see, there's got whoa. Now we're gonna have to agree to disagree.
What the hell? Go ahead.
I don't believe, and this is just me talking. Sex is important, but if you see what you just said there, I don't know. That's maybe why some of us men are in the position we in, because I believe you can keep a man, and you can keep a man without
what?
Without it being sex, without it being just sex. Hold on.
Let me get my camera off here. I'm gone, man. I'm going. Get the hell out of here. What
Hold
the
on.
hell?
I'm trying to fix this where I can get you on. Hold on.
What the hell are you talking about?
Hold on. Oh, wait a
If I
minute.
tell my age, man.
Okay, let me be quiet. I'm trying to do right here, but you got me doing wrong.
Get
Look,
me
bro,
in my
'cause I'm
40s.
trying to
My
fix
wife turned
something.
over to me and said, "You ain't getting no more. You ain't getting no more gushy stuff." All right. You want to keep me? Well, you better go out there because so and so. Well, then we gonna bring somebody into the bedroom. Somebody in my 40s, dude, and you gonna tell me I ain't getting no? Please. I'm past my 40s. That's not a conversation us 40-year-old people discussed. We never discussed that. We would call horny still in our 40s. Horny. Now you talking about not giving nothing up. Oh, God.
So,
Get
Shauna,
them
are you
phones. Get these phones.
I'm trying to get the phone.
Hey, Jewel, I like what you said. Sugar, honey, iced tea.
The phone guys don't want her to even come out here because they like, this ain't gonna be good.
Willie Pickens, you said you have to respect how a person is. Willie, that's true. But you gotta realize when you in a relationship, bro, how do you think? Okay, if your mate, your wife don't want to have sex no more, and you in your, I'm just using the 40. So I gotta respect how she feels. I got it. I'm not gonna rape her, even though she's my wife. But you gotta realize that Listen to this, Willie. You said I have to respect, but divorce. You can divorce on the grounds of lack of intimacy. So yeah, you have to respect. I'm not talking about pushing yourself on somebody, but I'm telling you, I just don't know why in these young ages, in 40 years age, we're talking these things. We didn't discuss this before. In the 90s, I was in the 90s, I was in my 30s. 40, I didn't discuss this. I didn't discuss this in my 50s. Things might have tapered down a little. Wow. And then now hearing this, and then hearing women in their 40s saying, I really don't think or care about sex. You ain't gonna keep a man. I'm gonna tell you that. You ain't gonna keep a man. Not a man that's halfway decent, keep himself up, eat properly, out there, and we in a sexual size, not circumcised, sexual size environment.
Okay,
Not
so
gonna happen,
I got
man.
Shauna on another way. Shauna, go on and say what you need to say.
First of all, let me tell you something. I don't know if it's different in the area, Brother Fatim, but yes, I am 48. And when I said I am not interested in sex, I said what I said. And I'm going to tell you why. Number one, when I was back in my first marriage, we didn't have no problem. Second marriage didn't have no problem. Still didn't have any problems in the third marriage. But let me tell you where my problem come in. When the men that I chose, because I'm not going to put the men in the box, the men that I have had dealings with think that their penis is the only thing that they have to offer. You go out and you cheat, you come back, you want to have sex. You go out and do something wrong, we have an argument, you think you can get over on me by having sex. Sex is not a weapon. It's not a tool. I do not use it to get back at anybody, nor should I use it to get in good graces with anybody. Sex to me is a connection between people. And if you screwing up on every other level, you is not about to make in between.
I don't know what you cheering for. I agree with Shauna, but
something else. Because if sex is all you got to offer, Shauna McCray Sayers, baby, you'll never smell it, see it, or sniff it.
So Shauna,
that ain't what you said, but that ain't what Shauna said.
Hold on, brother.
That's not what she's. No, Joe. Because this. Let me. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be disrespectful. Shauna explained herself, and she talked about a connection. But what she put in the chat at 48 years, I don't care about sex. What she explained is different than what she put in that chat.
That's true.
That's different. She's saying about a connection, about sex being or a man penis, a man using his penis as weaponization. That's different than saying at 48 years old, Shauna, I don't care about sex. That's different than what you just explained.
Well, hold it. So I'm kind of, because Shauna can't really hear you, and you can't really.
I'm listening to Fatine on the thing, and I see what he's saying. But to my defense, how you interpret a message I put is how your brain is thinking in that category right now. What I'm saying is this: I have never been the kind of person that is going to just go out and lay down with anybody. Why?
And I agree with that's fine.
When that motherfucker don't call me back the next day. Right.
Yeah, but I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about a relationship.
225 pounds. But Joe will tell you I'm one of the biggest teddy bears you'll ever meet. So the three men that I allowed to get close to me, to get that soft side that people be looking for, they messed over that. They screwed it up. It's hard to have sex with someone when all you see is disgust.
Well, I agree. Totally agree. I give you that. I give you that.
So Shauna, listen, here's what I got to say to that. And you have a very good point there. Once again, let me go to my favorite hashtag. Hashtag start with self. You know, there's nothing wrong with anybody for a season reevaluating themselves mentally, physically, sexually, and maybe even detoxing from that to get themselves a reset. Now, Brother Fatim looking at me now like, what the hell? I'm just saying.
I got to get on somebody's comment after you finish.
So
I'm coming.
I'm just saying, yeah, he coming. I know he about to come. Hold on, baby, he coming. So, you know, but here's what we've got to understand, in my humble opinion, because I've been there. I mean, I'm about to be 57. Fatim, you older than me, you know, and Shauna, you younger than I am, you know, and watch this. In your 40s, your 50s, and your 60s. And guess what? Intimacy. Hold it. Let me give you how I look at this. Intimacy and sex are very important for Joe.
Different. They're not the same.
For Joe. And listen, and they're not only not the same in definition, they're not the same to Joe as they may be to Fatim. They're not the same to Shauna as they may be to Joe and Fatim. They're not the same to Jax as it may be to Joe or Fatim. And guess what? Everybody has their own level of intimacy and sexuality. What I'm saying is, I hear what Brother Fatim is saying, and I'm just saying, Brother Fatim, that's how you see it, because that's how you are. It doesn't mean everybody's like that. And guess what? But brother,
that's not how my peers were at that age, Joe. Joe, I'm gonna just say that.
Wait.
If I would have had a Fatim, I wouldn't have had a problem. But I don't get Fatim. I get Michaels.
Well, wait a minute. Hold on. How you know that? See, I disagree with that. See, once again.
Thank you, Shauna.
Hold up. Now, from this podcast, and what you know of Fatim, that's the same way with me. When Fatim said, oh, you got kicked to the curb, maybe I was curb kickable. See, the person you see on here might not be the person you see in your house, in your bedroom, in your everyday function. See, that's the point. Y'all look at the representative, or y'all look at what y'all like, but y'all don't dive in deeper. Oh, I'm about to hit both of y'all. Come on now.
I'm gonna cut your ass off right now. Ain't nobody use their eyes more for lust than a god doggone man. Get the hell on.
Well. That's what.
You talk that bullshit, Joe. You talk that bullshit. You get the bullshit back.
No. I'm gonna still talk my talk because I understand from where y'all saying it from, but if y'all be very truthful about it, hold it. Watch this, Shauna. You can say what you want to.
I can be truthful all I want. My children to tell you, all three of my ex-husbands was ugly as hell. I am the most given the benefit of the doubtest ass woman in all of eternity. I don't date you for your money, for your penis size, your wallet, your car, none of that. My dumb ass used to date because I saw the good. I didn't see what I saw.
Look,
so now you're not getting nothing until I'm certain. And I done had 4 strokes.
But Shauna, that's what I'm saying. Understand what you just said. And I'm saying, even on different layers, forget the looks, there's a lot of places we ought to dive deeper, and we don't. Y'all can try to make it seem like I don't know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm talking about because I know the mistakes I've made. I know I have been victim and villain. And I know on both sides what mistakes I made. And the truth about the matter is, y'all can laugh and smirk all you want to. If we're going to go into this relationship thing, it's 7 minutes past the top of the hour. I'm going to be real honest with y'all. Y'all got to look at yourself and understand, even when you're a victim or villain, both times it was because of something that you should have looked a little bit deeper in yourself. You felt, you hold it. I can say this. I'm going to say it. And I'm going to take my lick because Brother Fatim said, well, as a married man, you can't talk about your past. In my past.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
In my past, I have had a relationship where the loving was so good, I overlooked everything else. I could have walked in the house and there could have been a pile of clothes to the top of the ceiling. I didn't care. See, and that's the point. When you overlook things, that's where your focus, which might be on something that is good and great, makes you blind and benign to the 99 other things that are effed up.
All the things you could have brought up, you spoke about a woman and some laundry joke.
No, I'm just saying no. What I
said and Shauna, listen. Yeah, wait, hold on. Let me just say this. Hold
on. What I'm saying.
How many times you gonna say the same thing?
Hold on. Stop. Damn it. What I'm saying
you said it. Shit, you done said it, and now you put your foot in your mouth, and now you want to clean it up. Shit. Let me go back to what Shauna said. Shauna is 100% right, because she said that if she's disgusted and not happy, she can't just lay with that person. She is 200% correct. Why? Because my late wife said that. She was like, if you can't pay the bills, if I'm not happy, then I can't. And I had to look myself in the mirror. That didn't mean she said she couldn't do it. She just said, I'm not interested in doing it. It's a difference in having interest in doing it and then being capable of doing it. I'm talking about the capability of doing it. I agree with you, Sister Shauna. Joe, I agree with some of the things you just said too. Dre Watson wrote, Brother Fatim, by the time you get to your 40s, most people have been through some stuff. Sex, while important, is not the main factor in being with somebody. If all you got to offer is D, but you're stressing me out, stepping out or putting people through change is not worth it. That's two things in that thing. Leave that up there, Joe. So the second part is, if you're stressing the person out, and if you only got something like sex to offer, Shauna said that. I don't need to repeat. I agree with Shauna. If that's all you have to offer, then that's not a relationship. That's not the connection, even though sometimes people do hang on a little longer because of the sex, but it's not a relationship. But when you say by your 40s, most people have been through stuff. Yeah, we've been through stuff. But at your 40s, you're not 60 and 70 damn years old. Why are you worn the fuck out? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to say it like that. Why are you worn out that you can't be intimate? In my 40s, I put on slow music. I lit candles. I ran a bath for my wife. I massaged her. I bought her things, nice underwear, nice things from Victoria's Secret. My mindset was still there like I was in my 20s. When you get in your 40s, you come home from work, you sit down on the couch and pop a damn beer, your stomach get big like this, and you don't do a damn thing. That's why you can't do anything. In my 40s, I didn't think like that. My friends didn't think like that. When we went out to parties, a lot of people say you look like you in your 20s. I get people now saying you look like you're in your 40s. I don't know. That's up to y'all. I don't know if that's the truth. But I'm not in my 40s. I wish I was still in my 40s, but I'm not in my 40s. And I don't exercise the way I should or eat 100% properly, but I thank God for blessing me. But I don't let myself go, because if I want to talk to somebody or bring somebody into my life, I know my presentation and representation, not only the physical got to be decent, my mind, my spirit, and my soul has to be decent. I gotta be a total package, not a perfect package, but a total package. You muted, Joe.
Brother Fatim, let me bring in somebody that can maybe, and Brother Fatim, you are absolutely correct. But here's what I'm saying. And guess what? I don't have a beer belly. I exercise my job.
You look great, Joe. You look great, Joe.
And and you older than me, and I tell you all the time, you look younger than me, so you have taken very good care of yourself, and I respect that. I can talk, and I really need. Let me just bring this person on in. Let me do that. Look at here. Look who just showed up.
Mumbles.
I
don't mean to make.
Man, really.
I don't mean to make you laugh.
Hey, Jack, I gotta watch this.
Get him.
Now let me bring him back, since he did it like that.
It's my sister Mumbles.
Okay.
This is a good topic, y'all. I'm loving it.
So
let it trying to crack me up. Did she say all my ex-husbands was ugly? That one did me in, Shauna. Okay. Don't make me laugh, y'all.
She picked them.
We're not gonna, it's Jax, y'all. Jax, glad to see you. Thank you. This I gotta give you a round of applause and the bell.
Joe needs some assistance this morning.
I don't need no assistance, man. I can stand 10 toes
He said
down.
The same thing 5 times because he didn't get it right.
Hold it, brother. I can stand 10 toes down on mine, because the last time I checked, brother, if I go and bring the missus in here, Jax, how old are you? How old are you, Jax?
About to be 48.
Okay. Jax is a year older than my better half. Okay. So brother, even though I got 10 years on mine, and mine to tell you right now, there ain't even nobody in her category, in her age category, that can do what I do when I do it. That part. Now take that.
Okay, all right.
Now, with that being said, though, you got
silver fox, you.
Hey, the silver fox that rocks the box.
Oh shit.
But okay, back to where we were at. Back to regular scheduled programming.
See what I start today?
You got to find somebody who flows and goes with your level of sexuality and intimacy. Understand? See, that's the point. I'm going to use Brother Fatim's favorite line that I love. I'm going to get a shirt made and wear that at Essence when I go. It's going to say, we measuring the same inch with 2 different rulers. Understand that. Watch this. Jax, there's something about Jax's husband, and there's something about Jax that only Jax and her husband both know. See, that God bless the truth. There's something about Jax, and there's something about Jax's husband that makes them unique to each other.
They ever ready bunnies in their 40s, I bet you that.
Hey.
They see, they ever ready. You don't hear it coming out of Jack's mouth.
Hey.
40s, they ever ready bunnies. They got batteries in their back.
Trust me. And me and Jackson had a little joke about something. We talked about that gorilla. Well, let's be quiet. No, let's say this. Let's say this. At the end of the day, you got to find your level of intimacy and sexuality with the person you with. And you're right, Brother Fatim, and that's where I like to ring the bell for you. Many men can't do what Brother Fatim has done all of his life. And that's why, Brother Fatim, I applaud you. And most men who do what you do, here's how we know you did it. You have one woman and one set of kids. Most men who have one woman and one set of kids, they have that unique quality that, guess what? They don't
I ran through a lot of women.
Yeah, but nevertheless.
But I only have one set of kids, yeah.
Right. Hold on.
Thank you, God.
Yeah. See, right.
He had 100 bucks.
Not only hold it.
Oh, I could have had about 40.
Hold it. Not only thank him up there, you need to thank the him that's in you. Because at the end of the day, it could have came out different.
Yeah, it could.
And I know, because
I still respected myself, and I respected the women that I dealt with. I respected myself, and I respected the women I dealt with. And maybe one day I'll bring a couple of these women before I met Hanifa on to let them talk about who I was and how I was and how I dealt with them back then. And they wasn't my girlfriends.
Well, here's the truth about the matter. Truth about the matter is women run more game than men. Men just don't know it.
Hey, Jackson.
Women run much more game than men. Women cheat better than men. Women cheat more than men.
Because they control the game, because we're going after what they got. They control the game because we're going after what they got. That's why. They got the key. Okay. They got the key to the lock. We don't have the key. We're trying to get the key or get them to utilize the key to open it for us. They run the game.
Okay.
That's right.
That's
okay. Right, women, I mean, unfortunate, women are better cheaters than men. And women do cheat far more than men cheat. You know, I mean, a man, he'll cheat, he'll leave all the evidence around, think he's hiding it, and you know what I'm saying, right in plain sight. A woman, she will take it to the grave. She won't even tell her best friend. That's between her and that man that she was laying with. You know what I'm saying? So women, I mean, even scripture talks about how cunning and wicked a woman could be. You know what I'm saying? That's billions of years ago. So that's still like that, you know, to this day. So men better watch out. You mess around with the wrong woman, you better watch out what you get.
I'm glad you brought that up. Since you brought that up, let's talk about a little scripture here. I don't do this normally, but let's take them to Bible class. Welcome to Truth Be Told Vacation Bible School. Okay.
Vacation Bible School. That mean we're reading scripture in the sun and drinking wine in the night. Okay, good.
So at 18 minutes past the hour, today we're going to talk about a cat that had a lot of long hair. God told him, listen, your hair is your strength. Don't cut your hair, my brother. Don't cut your hair. Right. Don't you let nobody ever cut your hair. This brother, Bible says, the Bible says this brother was so captivated by his sister that the sister had 3 dudes in full armor with shields and knives behind the couch that they were sitting on, ready to pounce on this brother at a moment's notice if he would reveal the secret of his strength. Now listen, that means these men, you so captivated in this woman's aura, you can't notice that there are 3 dudes behind the couch ready to jump on you. Let me show you the difference. It don't say this in the Bible, but let me tell you this. Your woman, when she love you and care about you, let there be a woman across town thinking about you. She can sniff that out and will give you that look and be like, wonder who that girl was at the mall that we walked by 5 days ago with the lipstick on and kind of gave you that funny look. Do you know that girl? They see what we don't see.
That's right.
Fellas, you got to realize that. Just think about that, Fatim. Think about, and I know this from personal experience, not to use the Bible, but there's nothing new under the sun. I can tell you there's times I walked into a person's house and I'm captivated by her, and there might be 2 or 3 other dudes there with some other folks. Them dudes like her too. I ain't paying attention to them dudes mad because she giving me all her attention and they plotting and planning on my demise.
That's right. Especially if you're out of town boy. If you're out of town boy, if it's right. You already know, especially if you're a New York boy. You know what I'm saying? You know how that goes. You know, I mean,
if I catch that dude, You know, and this is just
Yeah,
think about it.
but I just want to say something about the game real quick. Just give you an example, and this is out of the book of Ray Charles. Bible. This is out of the book of Ray Charles. So I'm in the movie theater. The first time I go to see Ray Charles, my wife is sitting, Hanifa's sitting right there. She's sitting on my right side. The movie's packed, but the row behind me is really nothing but women. Mm. In the scene, I hope you're all saw this movie, where Ray Charles, backup singer, calls Ray Charles's house. Remember, Ray Charles' assistant answered the phone and asked him to come to the phone. But his assistant's like, why are you calling his house? So when Ray Charles get on the phone with her, she says, hey, baby, I'm in town, so-and-so. And Ray Charles is like, I'm with my wife. What are you doing? You know what my wife said? And cracked up the whole movie. Oh, hell no, she didn't. She know her place. I looked at my wife. My wife looked at me. What you hell you looking at me? That woman should know her place. Then after the movie, my wife said, because I've been in that place before. I knew my place when I was in that role. Know your place. And I was like, see, that's the reality. When my wife told me that, Jackson Joe, I was giving her kind of like the benefit of the doubt. She said, brother, it's like you've been around the block. I ain't been on no damn big wheel. I've been on 2 wheels too. So that's what I'm saying. The reality, not justifying this, but this is what we do out here. And for us to be honest, and I'll be honest with you, and I said this the other night on the other podcast, that sometime when you meet someone, because me and you talked about this, Jax, and I brought you up earlier, and if you saw it, I talked about how when you was still in your 40s and you was talking about waiting and saving yourself for your husband, you never complained that I don't want to be intimate. It's just that I'm trying to do it the right way.
Amen.
And I applaud you for that. I really do applaud you for that. A lot of people can't do that, and a lot of people can do that. But my main thing is, you know, what I was talking about is that I just watch my aunts and my uncles, my mother and my father, and I watch some of the older people, and I just watch us now, and I hear, I don't want to call no names, a 40-year-old on another podcast said, man, I'm done after 1 round. And I was like, you're 40.
But see,
you're 40. But see what, Joe? But see what?
This the problem. Here's the problem with most men. I'm going to give you most men's problem. Okay. Y'all just hold tight. Don't say a word. Just listen. Hold it. Don't talk. Just listen. This is most men's problem right here. This is most men's problem right here.
Hey, darling, put mommy on the phone. Yeah, Barbara, it's Richard. Yeah, look, I ain't never coming home no more. Take it easy.
He met Miss Sunshine.
That's most men's problem right there.
No, Joe. No.
Yes. Yes.
No.
They will leave home. They will leave a good home for their side piece.
I'm not saying that that's not true.
Here's why.
What I'm saying, the point I'm saying is, and Joe, I'll let you finish your point because I'm not going to disagree with you. The point is, there are some men that do have the side piece. That's why I said us men have to be honest with it. But what I'm talking about is the statement Shauna made earlier saying, I don't really care about sex at this stage. That's going to create us to have a side piece. That's what's going to happen.
But Shauna explained why she
explained why, and I got that. I'm talking about a good man with a woman, because there are women and men that shut down in sex. Go ahead.
So the point you made was clear. Shauna said what she wrote and how you interpreted it was 2 different things. So we can talk about that. Yes, there are women for whatever reason. Watch this. There could be women, and I'm just going to throw this out here. A lot of men don't know this. There could be women going through menopause. There could be women who have fibroid issues. that could cause sexual and intimacy issues. There are certain things that may be going on with a woman that makes it that you can't have the sexual relationship you want as frequently as you want because she has some physical things going on in her body. The biggest problem with most men and women and relationships, we don't communicate. And because there's no communication, then communication, lack of communication, can in some situations turn into fornication. Oh, some pastor right now just jumped out of his skin and say, I'm going to try to write a whole sermon on that. But look, the truth about it is a lack of communication and not saying, look, honey, this is what's going on with me. Or honey, even on the male side, some men don't want to tell the truth. Like you said, prime example, me. I'm on 50 million meds. If all of a sudden something was different in the bedroom with me and my wife would be like, well, wait a minute, what's going on here? Instead of me saying, honey, I might be having an adverse effect from this medicine I'm taking, you don't say nothing. And then a woman who is emotional starts saying, well, wait a minute. Either his get up and go has got up and gone, or most women will say the following. Maybe his get up and go has got up and gone when it comes to me.
Yeah, exactly. Tell it, Joe.
And that's where we miss it as men. We sitting there going, oh man, this medicine messing me up. I don't know how to talk to my wife. Then I dumbasses don't know how to go to the doctor and say, hey doc, this med you got me on, got my man doing this number. Instead of us even talking to the, because we don't know how to communicate. So we sitting there going, I know my get up and go is gone. And she know it. She know it when y'all try it. All of a sudden she's like, okay. And the first thing that goes through most women's head, because most women have either cheated or been cheated on. Let's not go to the second one. Let's go to the first one. See, people who have cheated know the game. And they go, wait a minute. His get up and go has got up and gone. Has he found somebody else? But because y'all have a lack of communication, now you done open up the door for fornication. Because now she might even say, well, since he can't do what he used to do, let me find somebody who can. Joe, or vice versa. And that's the mistake we make. You got to start communicating. You got to say, baby, this is what's going on. And then you got to both work it out and have an understanding why on both sides. Because let me say this, and Lord, forgive me, honey, forgive me. I should have asked you before I said it. But I'm going to say this. For years, my wife that I'm married to right now, my beautiful, lovely young wife who is 10 years younger than me, had fibroids. That can cause some major issues. I had to understand that. But mind you, had she had never told me, I probably would have looked at that a different way. And because of my background and where I came from and the hurt and the pain I had suffered to other women, that would have led me to go to another woman's bed. But since I knew what was going on and we had conversations on how to fix it, what to do, talk to the doctor, we worked it out. Y'all got to learn how to communicate. A lack of communication is what's killing relationships. That's all I got.
Let's dive down even a little deeper, right? So you know what else is causing a problem with the brothers get up and go many times for women is this. Running it constantly, right? So the way we run it, sometimes our men might come home and they might feel like they back at war, like it's a battlefield. So now maybe they're not looking at you as that intimate lover, my spouse, my beautiful wife. They're looking at, they walk in the door, I got to deal with this nigga now, right? So now they got to deal with you on a different level. They got to armor up and be ready for war when they walk in the door. So that also affects them, they're, like you say, Joe, they're get up and go sometimes because a woman, our mouths are constantly going. And sometimes, like sisters, we have to learn to, when our men come home, if we happen to get home before them, let them have some peace. You know what I'm saying? Let them unwind. You don't have to just jump into the battle of your rigors of the day and, this with the kids and that with the kids and this with my job. Let the brother relax. Let him come in. Let him have his time. Many times you'll see men, they pull up to the house, they sit in the car for 2-3 hours. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they're drinking a beer, maybe they're playing on the phone, maybe they're doing whatever, but give them their space for a moment. Let them relax. And then when you deal with them, you got to deal with them with kindness and love and compassion, because men are emotional in a lot of ways, especially when their needs weren't met as a young boy. When those men's needs were not met by their mothers as a young boy, many times they are more emotional than the average man who was given that solid foundation by that loving mother, whether it's their biological mother, foster mother, adopted mother, auntie, grandma. If they did not get that nurturing, it's going to be a problem in a relationship with you. So you have to be careful how you deal with a man, period. You know what I'm saying? And also women, I always say it, enough with the excuses. I was laughing with my cousin recently because sometimes women say, oh, I got a headache, you know, I'm not going to do it, you know, and give their man all these excuses. Stop giving the excuses. Just do it. You know what I'm saying? Even if you don't, look, my face is busted up right now. I had oral surgery, but you still got to get it in. If my man wants it, I'm making sure he gets it in how he wants it. You understand what I'm saying? So enough with the excuses. It's been times where I've had a migraine, terrible migraine, but my husband wants it. Okay, we getting it in. And guess what? It helps my migraine to feel better. So a lot of women don't realize that the way our blood flows through our body and through our arteries,
they're releasing the endorphins as well,
and it can ease that headache. But rather, you want to roll over, be all tight and stiffed up and mad. I got a headache. I ain't doing it with you. And guess what, dummy? If you would have done it with him, maybe your little headache would have went away. But you know, everybody deals with stuff on a different level. But we just have to change the paradigm and change the perspective and how we look at things and how we move.
And like I said, to me, it's once again, this is just my humble opinion. And what works in my house may never work in yours, but I still believe that communication is the key. And at the end of the day, you got to know your partner's level of sexuality. You got to know their level of intimacy, and there is a difference. And you've got to do certain things to keep. Now, I can only speak from a level of marriage because I'm married. So I can tell you about how marriage works. I can't tell you how dating works because I haven't dated in eons, you know, but I do date my wife every day. And I do find something to say. Yesterday, prime example, Brother Fatim know this as he acting like he about to fall asleep over there. Brother
no,
Fatim,
I'm waiting. I got something to say.
We were on the phone yesterday and I was riding around taking care of my duties, doing my job. And all of a sudden, Brother Fatim was like, well, hey, man, I went by just to tell my wife something simple. I was in the area, dropped by where she was at, said, honey, blah, 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 because I just wanted to see her face. You know, that's dating. That's intimacy. That's saying, look, you know, I'll send her a little text. Hey, honey, I just was thinking about you. Intimacy leads to good sexuality. For y'all being in a good sexual relationship. Y'all got to understand it's more to sex than just y'all laying with each other.
That's right.
You know, sometimes the best intimacy I have with my wife is us laying together on the couch, watching a movie or laughing about something we saw on the news. I'm just saying, Brother Fatim.
Yeah. So don't solo bolo. So let me just say this: what Jack said, what you said, Jax, a woman like you, from what you spoke, will make me fall in order. Would make me fall in order. And even step up my game. You got to realize there's inspiration and motivation if you want to do better, especially when you know you got a star in your life. So that's number one. Because I remember getting with Hanifa and I loved her, but as life went on, I was like, wow, there were certain things that I just was wowed by. And, you know, I still was a man. I still see attractive women. I still got my little flirt on here and there. And again, the day's not the best day, but maybe one day I get my daughter to come on and talk about it because today's Hanifa's birthday, so today's not the best day. But let her tell you how the conversation she had with me and Hanifa and saying, I don't know if I could be like y'all two. Because y'all could just look at other people and laugh about it and compliment people. And they're the opposite sex and y'all are cool with it. We were cool with it because we did everything in a respectable way. We didn't push the boundaries with that. But we also was realists. We wasn't playing these tight games. You know, I see these things on Facebook. A man and a woman is in the elevator. A woman come in there with a see-through dress and the man looking up. I'm not looking up. And I need for be like elbowing. What are you looking up for? Yo, on the ass, no, you would be looking if I wasn't in this elevator. So she knows, but I wouldn't be disrespectful with it. That's number one. So what I said, what you said, Jax, now I agree with what you said, but I have to speak up. If my better other wife or whether I had a migraine and I wanted to get it in, and I know what you meant, I'm going to have compassion. I'm not going to be so hard up that I got to get some where you're not feeling your best. Now, it may make you feel better. And I got that, and I'm cool with that. So I just want to say that, because I just have to say that because I appreciate the type of woman you are, but there's also that level of compassion that I have for my significant other. The
Absolutely.
second thing,
and for clarity, for in my relationship, my husband would never try to make me do something that I don't want to do. He would never try to force himself on me or make me, do whatever. I'm down when he's down. You know what I'm saying? He's down when I'm down. So if there's a glimmer of a spark and he's like, babe, like he give me that look and I give him that look, even if I'm holding my face, holding, whatever, like, all right, it's on, because we have that same level of love and respect for each other. And we enjoy that moment of, intimacy and being able to connect in that way. It's not going to be 24 hours. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to be 2 hours,
Right.
So if we're going to get it in, let's do it. It releases it. It relaxes me. It relaxes him. And then we go about our day. But he's not one of those crazy guys that's going to be aggressive and forceful, and I don't care how you feel and you're going to bend over. Like, hell no. Like, it's
perfect. I got part two, Joe. I got part two. I got part two, because I got 2 points. So part two. Listen to me. I'm not promoting this, but I want y'all to listen. I'm not promoting it. Some of y'all don't even have one successful one-on-one relationship. I've known a person, since we given title, he's a polygamist. With his wife, 50 years. With the other, 40 years. 50 and 40. Wife and other. They knew of each other. They've been in each other's vicinity, in each other's company in the past. Didn't mean that they held hands and kumbaya, because they didn't do that neither. You understand? They didn't do that either. But the thing was, they knew about it, they accepted it, and dealt with it. You understand what I'm saying? And when I dealt, and see, when you think of this, all of the women, the man was successful, highly intelligent. I just can't tell you his name, but you know his name. Can't tell you his name. Wife, professional, successful. The other, successful, talented, known. Not any one of them had to do it. If the women decided they didn't want to do it, they could have left. Nobody controlled them. Nobody was under a thing. Oh, he makes the money and I'm subjected to him paying the bills. No. But you all, again, it was what you want. It's right. Again, that's a Western society thing here about that one woman and me. I know Jackson go to the scripture. Yeah. What I'm saying is, I know somebody that had a relationship, was married for 50 years, and with another for 40 years, dealt with 2 women and had a better relationship with 2 women than some of y'all had with one person. Well and you want to, and I'm just the point I'm trying to say, it comes down to making what you want, what you look at in life, and what you want to make it work. But I'm just saying that a lot of times we can't even make a damn one-on-one relationship work, versus where I've seen people, and he's not the only one that has done this, but I'm giving you somebody that I've known and I've seen, and I know both of the women and known that they didn't have to do it if they didn't choose to do it. But this was his lifestyle. He told them, and that's what they decided to accept. I'm not pushing that on anyone, but what I'm saying is, why can't we just be successful in one damn relationship with one-on-one person?
Because it has to do with self. I say it constantly. Hashtag start with self. Your problem is folks are trying to fall in love with other folks when they ain't even in love with themselves. Mm-hmm. See that? You're trying to give something you can't even give to yourself, Brother Fatih. When you try to give something that you can't even give to yourself, it's doomed to fail. That is the basic building block of mostly everything that is what it is. If you can't do it yourself, you can't give to somebody else what you can't give to yourself. Some of you don't love yourself. You don't even know how to love yourself. But you're trying to give a representative persona out there of loving someone else to be acceptable. Once again,
what does love? Because see, when you keep saying what does love thyself? Because I see people that do love themselves, but they choose not to choose to love one.
I'm not broad brushing. I said most, not all.
No, I'm asking you, what's the definition of loving thyself? Because I know people that love thyself, but don't want to love one.
Hold up. My definition of loving Joe would not even look anywhere close.
So how do you give that advice then if you say some people out there don't love their self? What does that mean? If you're not talking about you talk about other people in general. What do you mean?
So, Brother Fatim, let me hit you with two things. You use the word I do not have in my English vocabulary. I do not give or take advice. I will give you wise counsel. I will give you life experience, but I do not give advice. So
all right. Well, we won't play semantics. I got it. But you just made a statement.
Okay, but
some
statement,
people
don't
love their self. Okay. What does that mean?
To me, this is what that means to me. Loving thyself is knowing yourself, knowing what makes you work, knowing what you can tolerate, what you can't tolerate. There have been years in these soon to be 57 years of my life, I didn't love myself. I didn't understand myself. To be exact, Fatim, I didn't even know myself. I was lost. I thought what I was doing was all right because I was mimicking other men I have seen, men I had seen from reading, men I had seen from books and movies. I was not being Joe. I was being everyone but Joe. And I didn't know myself. But there came a time through prayer, supplication, and a whole lot of looking inward that I said, you know what, Joe? Stop living for everybody else and live for you. And make sure that you got yourself together first. And now that I've got myself that way, I understand I used to value the ability to have that look that a person would give you when you walk in the room, because the night before you done literally tried to wake up the whole neighborhood. And I found out that had a value for a season. Now I value other things that I see are more valuable to me in this season. I said it earlier. The biggest problem with most of us in a relationship is we find that one thing that makes us go, oh my God. And we pay not attention to the other 99 things that could literally take your life.
Mm-hmm. That's a good. I don't have nothing to. I asked the question, you answered it. I don't have no. It was not a question to rebuttal. I think that was a great explanation. You explained what you meant, and I think people need to understand that, because there's a lot of people that don't love thyself. I didn't put that out to rebuttal. I wanted you to explain it, and you gave a great explanation. But sometimes we make statements, and we make these generalized statements, and people don't understand. We have to break this down if we are going to have better conversations. Jackson, the reason why I brought this,
and a better understanding, right?
Yeah, and Jackson, I'm glad that you and Shauna are part of this, because we need to hear from the women's perspective out here. With some of the things you just said as a woman when you first came on about women and about cheating and this, that, and other, who can do it better and this, that, and the other. And I think some men can do it very good and some women do it very bad. But on a generalized situation, I think women overall, we want to say women are more emotional. Mm-hmm. And I think that's emotion showing this way, but they're better planners. They're better plotters. They're better planners. The reason why I say they're better planners, because if they know they want to sleep with Bob, they will plan that out so that they cover their steps. We, on the other hand, when it gets to that, there's a word that we are spontaneous. That's the word I was looking for. We are spontaneous because this here, baby, is spontaneous. And when this baby works, this sends that thing to the head. But a woman, she keeps that in check. And she plans. Yeah, she's the most cunning. She's more cunning and she's more of a schemer. But with us, we're spontaneous. And when we're spontaneous, we're sloppy. We don't plan out there, Joe. Go ahead, say what you got to say, bro.
Look, brother, I agree with that from this point. When we say emotional, and Jax is going to laugh. Jack's going to be like, Joe, do get Bible sometime for real. Mm-hmm. The word of God says the woman is the lesser, the lesser vessel. Not meaning that she's lesser in stature. It means she's more fragile. And we associate that fragileness with emotion, when the truth about it is, Brother Fatim, when it comes down to emotional trauma, I can promise you, and statistically, the reason they don't show the statistic is because most men won't admit to it. Most men are more emotionally scarred than most women. And I'm going to tell you why.
Because we hold things in. We don't get help.
Those are two reasons, but here's why. Most men, if you right now put 10 fingers up, and these are 10 of your male friends, I promise you, 5 to 7 of them came from single parent homes where the only person in that home was them and their mama.
That's right.
Say that again.
That's right.
If I put 10 fingers up,
right.
10 fingers up, and these 10 fingers represent 10 of your male friends, and you ask your male friends, how'd you grow up? I promise you 5, if not 7, 5 to 7 of them, of your male friends will say, oh, with me and my mama. Well, where was your daddy? And watch this.
I asked you that for a reason. No, you answered it. Let me tell you.
Okay.
So I'm gonna answer this, Jax and Joe, and I'm gonna name them. I'm gonna go down the block. Because I mentioned this before, that I came up like the Little Rascals. I came up in a community, and I lived in that community since I was born till I moved out when I had my first daughter in 92. I moved in 94, born in 62. So you know how old I am. I'm going to go around the corner. I'm going to name 10 of them. 10 of my friends. All came from two-parent household. Garth, Glenn, John, Dwayne, Troy, Lewis, Gordy, Glenn, Eddie. Eddie had a brother. That's 10 of my male friends, all two-parent households. That's where I come from. That's where I come from. And that's where they come from.
You, sir, are a unicorn. Sorry, brother.
That's the kind of community, but that's the community that I grew up in.
You need to pat yourself on the back, you, sir, because you, sir, are a unicorn.
And I'm going to the block reunion, the block reunion, June, the Saturday before Father's Day. I was there last year, and I'll send you the picture. From the block. Brother, we didn't look at it like that.
And Brother Fatim, here's how I believe you. Because of the way if I go back and look at all the podcasts we did until now, there's a certain aura about you, a certain flavor, a certain aroma, and I know that's where that comes from. But here's the thing, and I tell people this all the time when I do my work. Most folks are CDFs if we were doing a grading scale. Most folks in this world are CDFs. If you put their grade point average together from high school and college, they were C, D's, and F's. The crazy thing is, most people with the power and most people who control the narratives are A's and B's, really high A's. That's our problem. And that's why I ain't even gonna go there, because we ain't got time. 11 minutes to the top of the hour. Man, this has been a great conversation. I have did 50 million faults. I got probably 50 million texts from people who evaluate what we do, saying, bro, you ain't gave out the phone number. No, I didn't. You done tried to fix 50 million things, which you shouldn't have tried. You should have woke up early enough to fix them. I couldn't do it because the day's my son's birthday. I woke up at 3:30 in the morning and just to post a picture and tell him happy birthday. And yeah, Kai, happy birthday to you. And then I was thinking about Brother Fatim. It was crazy while I was posting and doing what I did for my son. I said, man, today is Brother Fatim's wife's birthday. And she is celebrating her heavenly birthday today. She is celebrating her Earth Day, the day that she showed up on this planet many years ago at a place of peace and rest. Because to be absent of the body is to be present with the Lord. So, I said to myself, one day I'll be in that same place that somebody say my birthday and I won't be here to say it with them. And I felt some type of way then, and something came over me, and I can only right now on this podcast say to my brother Fatim as we get ready to close out with 10 minutes to the top of the hour, brother, I am proud to call you my brother. I am thankful because I did get to speak to your wife one time on the phone. I'm thankful that I had the opportunity to speak to her. And man, I know you were blessed. You still blessed. And I know that she wants you to know that you are wrapped in love, and she wants you to continue to pursue what you know is best for Fatih. So, with that being said, I'm gonna give Sister Jack some closing words. I'm glad to see that you're doing a little bit better, sis. And I'm gonna give Brother Fatim some closing words. Sister Jax, the floor is yours.
Just want to say, love you, my brother Fatim. Love you. You guys did a great show today. I missed you yesterday. I was trying to tune in. And to all my people, I appreciate you. I love you. I respect you. Just make sure as you go throughout your day, today it's a beautiful day outside. Just take some time to connect with the earth. Take some time to connect with nature. Love yourself. If you're out there and you're a woman that's cheating, cut the crap, cut it out today. If you are a man that's out there cheating, cut the crap, cut it out today. We have to get our lives in order. Just because certain things we can get away with it doesn't mean that it's the right thing to be doing, because you got to count the cost, because there are children involved potentially. There are other families involved, and it's a dangerous, nasty game. So just be honest. Just be honest. If you have, sons and daughters or nieces and nephews, and they're not treating their girlfriends or their spouses right, it's okay to step in sometimes and say, bruh, or sis, you got to do better. But make sure you're doing better at that same token when you're trying to encourage them to do better, because we all fall short. But it's never too late, as long as there's breath in your body, to get it right, get it together, and move forward in more of a righteous manner, if that's what your heart desires. So push forward, press towards the mark, and don't give up. You fell today, but guess what? You can get back up. Have a blessed one, everybody.
Brother Fatim.
Thank you. And Joe, I just sent you some pictures in the chat to the chat of some of my childhood friends, and that's the block I grew up on. A lot of people thought, you can look at Brooklyn, you think of the projects. Well, you see nothing but homes there, trees. I grew up in that part of Brooklyn, Flatbush section of Brooklyn, on Flatbush between Rutland and Fenimore. But I basically grew up really on Rutland Road between Flatbush and Bedford. I also sent you 4 pictures of my wife. I don't know if you can put one up. If you can, you can. You can't, you can't. It's cool. Thank you, Sister Jackson. Thank you for being there. Sister Jax was there during a tough period of time in my life when me and Hanifa was going through a little tough patch. And Jax remained a good friend and gave great advice and was supportive. And that was so important, and still supportive today. Same thing with you, Joe. You never met her at the time before you spoke with her. You came down, me and Lenny Green came down to Lafayette, Louisiana. And you mentioned this before, and I've mentioned this, that you had your church pray for my wife, and you didn't even know her. And that's when I put her on the phone with you, because it was so touching. Like I said, I had to fight back tears. In life, you're going to have challenges. You're going to have ups and downs, especially if you're in a relationship. I just pray that you can work through those things. I think that for those that are not in relationships and that you're looking or one day will be in a relationship or another relationship, I hope that you realize it's not just the physical, it's about the energy. It's about your morals and your goals. You understand? And compatibility. And that's so important out there. And even though, like I said, today's my wife's birthday, and it's a moment. It's a moment. It's not, when I say a sad moment, because you look back at time and you miss the time that you had the enjoyment, but you had the enjoyment. We went through that. We lived through those moments that put smiles on our face. Her body, unfortunately, due to the sickle cell and the challenges of health, it was broken. So she didn't want to be in that body no more. because it was broken. She was suffering, going to dialysis 3 times a week. She was tired of that. You know, liver doctor, kidney doctors. She just was tired of that, you know, and she was not scared of death. That's what she said. I can only say what she said. I didn't live in her body, but she talked about it. She helped other people, like her sister that was very sick with sickle cell, that sometimes you got to let go of the physical to make that transition to move into that next stage of life. So all of you out there, love one another. But like Joe said, you got to love yourself, love one another, respect one another. And, you know, if you're having a tough moment, you know, in life, if you can't deal with it, reach out to a friend. And if a friend can't help you, reach out to somebody else professional. But thank you, Joe. And that's me and Hanif. I don't know where the heck we were at. But, you know, that's how we roll. That's it. That's how we roll back then. So thank you, Joe. Thank you, Sister Jax, for your words. And thank you, Sister Shauna. All right.
Yeah, man. Bang, 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 as a friend of mine would say. Bang, bang, 49er gang. Man, let me get ready to get us up out of here. I almost started shedding some tears, Brother Fatim, because y'all just don't know, man. Love is something serious.
Yeah, love, man. I got it.
So, family, as my people get on out of here, and we all get on out of here, and we move on in this thing called life. Happy birthday to my young prince, Kai Malik Anderson, on this day. Today is his birthday. Today we celebrate the day that he entered this world. And I'm thankful for all of my children. But today is my young prince, my youngest, my caboose, my 16-year-old Kai Malik Anderson. And happy birthday to you, son. Today, family, be better today than you were yesterday. Do something today to bless somebody somewhere where they have no earthly way of paying it back to you, even if they tried. And remember this, that there is no secret what God can do. What he has done for others, he will and he can do for you. For when God is with you, nothing and no one can stand against you. Be blessed. Have a wonderful day on this Thursday, 2nd day of May. We'll be back tomorrow for Freedom and Fun Friday. We up out of here. Peace.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah, 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 yeah. Ooh, ooh, ooh. When I first saw you, baby, I wanted to die. Me and those dream eyes of mine started to cry in a dream. Wishing my fantasy should become a reality. Every time I see you, baby, all I do is sigh. 'Cause you're the most precious thing, baby, that my dreaming eyes has ever seen. So I can take a dream, me and those dreaming eyes of mine. Oh, is it just that you're the finest little thing that I ever saw? Is it mine? Or is my imagination running too far? Oh, yeah. Is it that my eyes are telling me something you can never see? Oh, something like me being with you, will you be with me? Ooh, baby, you redefine my vision of love and scene. You be the door, be the cherry in my chocolate carpentry. So it seems my whole life, me and those dreamy eyes of mine. Oh my goodness, here she comes, switching that ass. I wanted to live in pain, treated her bad, but if I had the chance, I'd treat her like a queen, just like a queen, just like I do in all my dreams. Yeah. Oh, no. If you only knew how many times, yeah, that I think of you, I'm quite sure that you will find. I'm sure that you will find. I'm going out my mind. Oh my, me and those dreaming eyes of mine. Oh, that you're the finest little thing that I ever saw. Oh, it's my imagination running too far. Sugar, you know. You said that my eyes are telling me something you can never see. Oh, something like me being with you, you be with me. Oh, baby, you redefine my vision of love and scene. You be the joy of me, the cherry in my chocolate velvet dream. So sweet, baby, my those dreamy eyes of she's the finest of the things. You're the finest of the things that I ever saw. Baby, it's my imagination running too far. Away from me. You said that my eyes are telling me something you can never see. Oh, yeah. Something like baby, when you be with me. Oh, baby, you redefine my vision of love and scene. Baby, you're a beat of cherry in my chocolate covered dream. So we'll see my those dreamy eyes of mine. Yeah, so nice.